one's allowed on it. The animals are free to go wherever they want. There's mule deer, there's mountain lions, there's black bears, coyotes, bobcats. When we get around Tower 2, there's been golden and bald eagles both spotted there. And so is the red-tailed hawks. I'm going to warn everybody about the towers, because when we come to a tower, there's going to be a little swing and sway. Not much, but a little bit. Here's the first tower. We'll be at 7,200 feet above sea level at the tower. Like I said, there's going to be a little swing and sway. If you want to, you can hold your hands in the air and go, wee. Here it is, right about now. Here it comes.
Gotta love it.
Across from me, there's a little cone-shaped hill with a large rock on top of it. That large rock, to get everybody's perspective correct, that large rock is twice the size of this cabin.
Wow.
It just kind of looks like a golf ball sitting up there. We call that one Golf Ball Rock. Right behind me on top of this hill, there's another large rock. That large rock is the same size as this cabin, and it looks like a cannon shooting toward the top of the mountain. And we call it... Alright. That's a hard one. I got one more I want to show everybody. Make you look for this one. There's a ravine over here on our left side. Kind of followed up the mountain a little ways. There's some trees in the middle of that ravine. On the right side of that ravine, there's this formation sticking up. It kind of looks like a finger. Y'all see it? From the bottom of that formation to the top is 7 stories high. That's all just one piece of granite. And we call that Totem Pole Rock. Thought I was going to say finger, didn't you? I get in trouble.
Kind of did.
Any slides?
Yeah, all the time. Anytime we get kind of big rains. This area we're going to cross right here is called Critical Point. We dynamited this area right here to make room for the tram. You can kind of see how the granite's all busted up right here. That's what a couple sticks of dynamite to do. Called Critical Point. That's the only area that we had to do it on. It's just right there. Right here on the right, you'll notice there's a bunch of dead trees. They're all dead to an insect, due to an insect called the bark beetle, which has infested forest all the way from here to Canada. It was imported in from Asia. They look for trees that are stressed. These are all stressed due to drought. They'll get into the bark and lay their eggs, kill the tree. There's areas in Colorado that there's no trees at all because of that bark.
It's really sad.
Yeah, I remember Colorado was like that.
Which we need to export it back out.
It's really sad.
Know anything about the formation of the mountains? How they were formed?
A rift, it's called the Rio Grande Rift. It just exploded up here, caused all this to be pushed up out of the Rio Grande Valley. The other side of this mountain ridge is gentle and smooth. That's why the top of this mountain is made out of limestone, and some of it has fish fossils in it that were located in the Rio Grande Valley at one time. Coming up on Tower 2, we'll be at 8,500 feet above sea level at Tower 2. There'll be another little swing and sway when we cross the tower. It's going to open up into an area we call Big Canyon. The mountain itself is going to drop down about 1,000 feet. It's pretty picturesque.
I love it.
It's about one of a million shots when you cross over
Hold
this
this for
tower.
a second. I'm gonna dig my camera out so you can use it.
I couldn't do that stuff, Kathy. I just try to soak it in and remember it. I wish I could.
I love this.
Looks like the airport over there, yeah.
And one more right at the end.
Where is it?
Right there.
See the landing? Runway over there?
There's our sister tram car coming down on the other table.
Okay.
pulley system is they come down, they kind of pull us up. So when she slows down at that tower we just crossed, that means we will too out here.
What is the rise of the tram from the business?
About 4,000 feet. It's 2.5 miles.
There's the other one.
When's Nick Walenda gonna walk these tables?
I don't know. This is where we're slowing down right here to let them cross that tower. This is the highest point we're gonna be off the ground right here. We're just about 1,000 feet up.
Look at the water trickling
I
down.
believe the Empire State Building is
Oh, look.
1,200 feet. We're at 1,000 right here.
I so seldom see any water out here.
Oh, I know.
As soon as they cross that tower, we'll speed back up. We go at 13.6 miles an hour, which is about 20 feet per second. We slow down to about 5 feet per second on the towers. That middle rope is what we're connecting to the other car with. It's called a haul rope. This next canyon is called Echo Canyon, where most of these canyons depend on snow and rain to have any runoff. This next canyon has a spring at the top of it, so it has water running down year round. Some of the trees in the bottom of
Is that
this
what we
next
saw?
canyon are ponderosa pines that are over 100 feet tall due to the water supply all the time. I've seen some black bears in this canyon. They know where the water is.
I forgot to put my glasses on my eyes.
Also, this big old chunk of granite right here in front of us to our left, you'll notice it has a lot of pink in it. It's what the Spanish saw back in the day. That's why they named this mountain Sandia, which in Spanish means watermelon. When the sun sets in Albuquerque, a lot of times you get a reddish glow off the mountain. That's due to all that pink in the granite. We get up here a little ways, you ought to be able to see about 11,000 square miles, which is roughly 10% of New Mexico. When we get up here, for anybody that's a little adventurous, we have the ski lifts open at the top. You'll be able to walk about 100 yards to our north, which would be left. The ski lifts are open. You can ride the ski lifts down to the bottom of the mountain on the other side through the forest and ride it back up. It takes about an hour round trip. I believe it's $8. If you're real adventurous, you can rent a mountain bicycle and ride it down, leave it at the bottom and ride the ski lift back up. It's my kind of bicycling where you never have to pedal, you know?
Right?
I did the ski lifts Sunday. It was a blast. It's real quiet. You only get about 20 feet off the ground all the way down. A couple from Florida I had sitting down there a couple days ago. Went down about 800 yards. Saw a bear. Took a picture of it on their phone. Went down about another 600 yards. Saw a couple kids on bicycles. Yelled at them and said, "Hey, there's some bears right behind you guys." Said they got on the bikes and went on down. Right over here on our left side, one little thing I like to show everybody. See that ridge over there at the very top? Right on the point of that ridge, there's a cabin. Now see the windows facing us. Right over here on the left. That cabin was built in 1936 by the Civilian Conservation Corps. They needed a place to stay out of the rain and the
That's the last
snow
time we
when they were
came
working
here.
on all these
It was
trails
in
up here.
April and it was
So
snow
they built
everywhere
that
and
out of
ice.
limestone.
And then we all the
Bricks.
kids, we walked to
Built
that rock
thing.
house.
Oh, cool.
It has
Yeah.
a 360-degree view from that cabin.
It's
I
beautiful up
recommend
there. It's
that
quite a little
trail
walk.
over there. I've done
It's
it.
a nice trail.
It's a mile and a half over to that cabin.
It took a long time to make it because the trail was real slippery and icy.
It's a really a lot
Wouldn't
of
be
fun.
now.
The trail's real well marked.
You can do that if you
Like I said,
want.
It's called Kiwanis
We'll see
Township.
how
How you feel?
Brenda-
Okay.
You can do it. It's free.
I love it.
We got trams going back down the mountain every 15 minutes. The last tram going down is gonna be after 9 o'clock tonight. So you can pick and choose when you wanna go back down. Spend all day up here, that's fine. We have a restaurant that opens at 11, which is probably already. It has, I know they have lunch and specials till 3. It's right above the ski lift. We're gonna dock at a visitor center up here that has restrooms and drinking fountains and a bunch of exhibits on the wall you can read. There's a bunch of different observation decks. You can go over here on our left, go out on. But I know the two fun things I would do is the ski lift and the walk to the cabin.
Yeah.
The ski lift only holds 2 people at a time.
I don't believe I'll do that.
Y'all
Not me.
split up, you go on one, you and her go on one.
I'll let somebody else do
It's
that.
almost like a trail going on the ridge up there. It may just be a fire trail or something.
There might be.
I know there are fire
There might be a
roads
little
here.
bit of a bump right here when we dock, everybody. It won't be very much, a little bit of a bump maybe.
Now you can really see the mountains here.
That's pretty.
Oh, yeah.